Snyder Law Group. Don't just sue them, Snyder them.
Tonight, a mother says her young daughter was sexually abused and it could have been prevented.
Project Baltimore's Chris Papps looks into this powerful allegation and found the Baltimore County Department of Social Services has some questions to answer.
April 25th, 2022. A mother and her 2-year-old daughter walk into a Baltimore County doctor's office. With tears in her eyes, according to this medical report, the mother expressed concerns of inappropriate sexual acts forced upon her 2-year-old by a then 13-year-old relative.
You stripped my daughter's choice and innocence by what you did.
This is that child's mother.
Yes.
Project Baltimore is not identifying her to protect her daughter.
We're still suffering.
Records show the doctor performed a basic examination, which found no evidence of acute trauma. Then, the doctor's office made a phone call to the Baltimore County Department of Social Services to report concern for an inappropriate sexual encounter. 2 days later, the mother says she received a phone call from DSS.
They said that because of her age, they weren't going to pursue any charges.
According to this email sent the next day, DSS suggested a safe exam through the hospital and offered to send some resources. But the message was clear. There would be no further investigation by CPS or law enforcement.
When you were told by CPS that they weren't going to open a case, how did you react?
I was speechless.
In Maryland, cases of suspected child abuse are first reported to the local Department of Social Services, in this case, Baltimore County, which screens the allegation and determines whether it meets the legal criteria for child abuse and neglect. If so, the case is immediately assigned to a Child Protective Services worker who will make contact with the family. But according to this mother, the CPS unit in Baltimore County did not do much investigating. She says they never even interviewed the accused offender, the then 13-year-old who allegedly abused her daughter.
No, they didn't. They got his name, but they didn't even ask to speak with the parents or him.
That sounds almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's to say that this has been a nightmare is an understatement.
For the next year, this mother and her child struggled to heal and move on. Then they got the news they feared. A second alleged victim had come forward.
I wouldn't wish what we have gone through on my worst enemy.
In May of 2023, this mother, who we are also not identifying, says her 3-year-old daughter was sexually abused in Harford County by the same teenager.
When Harford County authorities interviewed the alleged rapist, they learned about the accusation from April 2022, and a case was opened in Baltimore County. For the mother of that alleged victim, this finally meant that her daughter's case would be investigated. For the mother of the Harford County victim, whose daughter was victimized 1 year later, the news was sickening.
And I feel as though had Baltimore County CPS questioned him and done their job, that my child may not be a victim.
You blame CPS?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I think that they dropped the ball 110%.
In September 2023, the now 15-year-old was charged with second-degree rape in Baltimore County, nearly a year and a half after the alleged incident. In December, he pleaded to second-degree rape in the Harford County case. But he wasn't detained or sent to a treatment facility. He was given probation and counseling, then returned to Patterson High School in Baltimore City, which Project Baltimore first reported last month. His next court date, involving the rape charges in Baltimore County, is set for late February.
I feel relief in that now something's being done, but that's what it took. Now you've destroyed another family?
In a statement to Project Baltimore, the Maryland Department of Human Services said confidentiality laws prevent them from providing specific details, but DHS explained, before closing an investigation, we will determine the nature, extent, and cause of any child abuse or neglect, and if possible, the person responsible for the abuse or neglect, and share that investigative report with law enforcement.
You think your daughter's going to get justice?
The way things have been going and playing out, no, I don't. It seems to me that offenders, specifically juveniles, have way more rights than victims and their families. I hope that he's locked up. But I know that's not going to happen.
Project Baltimore will stay on this story. In the coming weeks and months, your legislators in Annapolis will debate legislation that would prevent sex offenders from taking classes inside of public schools. We will keep you updated on their progress. I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Project Baltimore.
Project Baltimore would like to hear from you. Do you have a story to share about your child's education or a concern you'd like our team to investigate? Call the tip line on your screen or send an email to projectbaltimore@foxbaltimore.com.
I'm Chris Pabst. Thanks for watching. Here's another story to watch. Also, if you have a story idea, please send us a message.